Okay, I'm making this video right now in order to creatively state a subject matter, a matter of concern. What am I showing you? Well, this book, as you can see, is a brand new book of NCTD, which is North County Transportation Department. Now, you can see that the date on it is June 8th, 2014. Today's date is June 31st, 2014. Either that or July 1st. Actually, it's July 1st, 2014, because I don't think June's got 31 days. Anyways, basically what this is a transportation book. It's a rider's guide for the North County Transportation Department. Okay? Now, why am I showing you this? And this is in reference to buses and trains. Now, I was going through it in order to just scissor out with scissors certain bus schedules that I needed in case I ever decided to use them. Okay, and then I took my little cutter there and actually tore apart the book because I didn't need the whole book. I only needed sections of it, like you can see I did. And guess what I ran across? Pay close attention to this, ladies and gentlemen. Stop human trafficking. Okay? Now, why am I showing you this? Well, go right now, or when you are in front of a computer and you have a moment to do so, go to Google and type in organized stalking space human trafficking, and research everything extensively. You will discover that organized stalking expeditions are identical to human trafficking operations. Now, then go to Google in a separate search and type in gang stalking and human trafficking. Or just type in gang stalking space human trafficking, organized stalking space human trafficking, and you will literally see, okay, that human trafficking operations are identical to organized stalking and gang stalking operations. Now, have I ever been subjected to organized stalking, gang stalking, sensitization, harassment by any of North County Transportation Department bus drivers? Okay. Now, another thing I want you to understand. I have been subject to organized stalking, gang stalking, sensitization, harassment, which can also be called gaslighting, by MTS bus drivers. That's right, and MTS security. And they'll lie about it up and down the road concerning it, call me crazy about it, including when I sue them. Now, there's another thing I want you to pay attention to, but I got to get my shirt on because I've been doing work all day today. And so I've been trying to stay cool, so I got to put my shirt back on so you can't see me in my undershirt. So hold on just 1 second. Okay, now there's an attorney general here in the state of California. Her name is Carolyn Harris. So far, she isn't on my list in reference to people that I plan on exposing. But I guarantee you this right now. I had no doubt in my mind whatsoever that other fellow targeted individuals that have experienced organized gang stalking of them in this state, okay, I bet you, I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that they have attempted to contact Carolyn Harris, and I bet you $10 her and or her office did not do one thing to help any of them. Now, I'm trying to set up this camera here so I can, hold on 1 more second. Now, I want you to listen to me because this is very important. Okay? You can go right now to, you can go to the Attorney General's, California Attorney General's website. And guess what you'll find on the website? It literally will show a picture of Miss Harris, and it will show a number of other things. You know, many features pertaining to different subject matters. But guess what you will also notice? You will notice on there, because I had literally downloaded, I literally copied and pasted it to my email files. She's got a feature on there that talks about how governments and businesses have worked together to pass laws concerning how certain businesses have a legal obligation to Okay, call the government and or police if they can visually identify anybody in their business who might be suspected as being a human trafficking victim. Now you might think to yourself, well, why is Leslie stating this? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Organized stalking and gang stalking expeditions. If you went to Google right now and typed in organized stalking space businesses, and you can literally even go as far as typing in any business name that you know of, like Walmart, Ralph's, CVS, Vons, any bank's name, any the post office as well. You will clearly be able to see right before your eyes that practically every single type, Best Buy, Staples, every single one of these business names that I have literally just verbalized to you have engaged in organized gang stalking harassment of me that is exactly identical to the organized gang stalking harassment of me that I experienced at the next business of the aforementioned business names. They literally get around me everywhere I go and will either repeat certain physical gestures for me to see and or words or phrases. Now, I can't record a physical gesture on a tape recorder, but you can go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass, read comments. That's 3 teenagers admitting to me in a hidden running tape recorder that they were put on the MTS bus to engage in these physical gestures by a third party by the name of Jamar, an individual that I do not know at all, period, at any level. I've also caught three separate UCSD students admitting to me in a hidden running recording tape recorder that they were put in my physical presence to engage in these physical gestures by third parties. And then another individual on February 20th, 2013 admitted to me in a hidden running recording tape recorder that a San Diego police officer put him in my physical presence to engage in these physical gestures. And that happened within an hour and a half after I left the DA's office. That's right, where I told them I was being gang stalked and that and the fact that I was brutally assaulted on an MTS bus, and MTS sent me an altered video. You can go to Google and type in learning disabled woman exposes how MTS assault videos altered. Then you can go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. And make sure you look in the description of that YouTube video. The reason why I'm acting like this is because I've made so many videos concerning this subject matter, I'm tired of talking about it. But anyways, go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. Look in the description of that YouTube video. You will see at least 2 copied and pasted blogs. Okay, you can click on both of them, but one of them holds a printed out and scanned email file. Okay, it's attached as a PDF link in one of the blogs. That attached PDF link is titled Assault 11. It's just one word, and it literally directs you to it. It literally directs you to it within the blog, so you'll know what you'll know what to click on once you open up the blog. And then once you click on that PDF link that's titled Assault 11, you'll clearly see I predicted that assault 11 days before it occurred. That's right. Now, when I went to the San Diego District Attorney's Office on February 20th, 2013, and I told them that MTS had sent me an altered video, which even a university professor by the name of Eric Pearson noticed it online and posted it to a website called First Post. And that fact, once I noticed that he did that, I printed that out. Okay? And I attached that. I printed it out and then scanned it and put it in a PDF form, and that's online as well. And you'll find it if you just type in learning disabled woman being gang stalked in San Diego and just keep scrolling through the web pages until you find it. You'll find it. It's a PDF file. It shows Eric Pearson, who's a professor in communications that specializes in videos and images. He saw it and posted it to First Post. I told the San Diego Police Department, the District Attorney's Office, the Prosecutor's Office, on multiple occasions that video was altered, and they didn't do a damn thing about it. Now, why am I bringing all this up? Because I have been gang stalked in every single business that I went into every single day since August 8, 2011 in San Diego. And that was the date I came back to San Diego for the first time since 2006, when I was out here between 1 and 38 days. How did they know to start the gang stalking of me again once I got off that Greyhound bus? I had not formed any relationships at all at the friendship level, the acquaintance level, the intimate level. The most I do at all is might have slight chit-chat with somebody in a grocery store or at a bus stop or on a bus route. Period. That's all I do. So, How did they know I can't make this back to San Diego? One, okay? How do they know where I'm at in real time at all times in order to place this crafted harassment around me for me to hear and or see? How do they know when I'm walking into a business in order to be able to call those business employees before I walk in the door to have them engage in organized stalking, gang stalking, verbal harassment, and physical harassment of me when I go in there? That is designed to blend in with any environment. See, because what they do in reference, one of the methods that they do to me is get around me and repeat gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalker, oh my God, gang stalk, gang stalking, gang stalk, oh my God, in that way. But what they'll do is say these words within the conversations they're already having in the background. That way, other people that are in the environment don't know what's going on because, for one, they don't know I've been sensitized to these words. They don't know what gang stalking is. And so how would they even know that it's an even, you know, like, if somebody's having a conversation and saying, yeah, hold on, hang on. If somebody, say if you're in a Staples and somebody's having a conversation around you and they're discussing a camera that they're looking at with a store employee because they're thinking about buying it, and that customer is, what they're actually doing is pretending to have a conversation. They're having a conversation with the Staple employees, and the customer goes, how does this camera operate? Can you tell me all the features and functions of it, gang stalk, so I'll know how to use it? Did you catch what I just did? I said gang stalk as I was pretending that I was talking to the Staple employees about the camera. I'll do it again. Can you please tell me how this video camera operates so I know how to take video pictures, gang stalk, up with it so I can use it in a fashion that I want to? Or they might, you know, they might get a little bit more concerning the technical data. But what they do is insert these words within the conversations they're having. That way, innocent individuals that are also in these Staples, as I am in there, okay, are not putting it together what's being said because they're inserting it within the conversations they're having. Case in point, I could be saying to myself, I could be on a phone right now, and I could be saying to somebody that I, like a family member, even though I'm not talking to my family right now, and I'm not going to go into that, but just listen. Say I'm on a phone right now with anybody, okay? And I say, yeah, I'm thinking about going to Walmart right now because they got a sale on jeans and khakis, and I'm thinking about looking at the skateboards as well, gang stalk. But then again, I don't know because I'm not exactly sure how my budget's going to work out. I do know that I need to get some circus balloons, gang stalk, but that's going to probably have to be the lower thing that I'll be able to get on my to-do list. That's how they do it. They literally act like they're having normal conversations that are apropos to the environment, the situation, okay, or any other type of normal appearing conversation that's fluently going on in the background. And they insert these words within the conversations. When one person says gang stalk, a second person, or the person they're talking to, like if it's two physical people, will say, oh my God, right after it. Now, when you if you go to one place and you experience this being said around you in these clever, creative ways, okay, 30 times while you're in a bank within a half hour, then you're going to notice it, especially if you're a victim of gang stalk, because they want you to notice it. So, gang stalking being directly connected to human trafficking, for one, how does anybody know that I'm a victim of gang stalking? Complete strangers, because I don't talk to anybody and tell them that I'm a victim of gang stalking. Directly. I do it through videos under Learning Disabled Woman. Okay? And even if somebody saw me and they knew that I was being gang stalked because they saw one of my videos, if it's a concerned citizen, they wouldn't intentionally say that around me because they know that I'm exposing that it's being said around me. They would not want to do that to me. But the perpetrators, let me just put it to you this way. I have 800 audio files at least of individuals getting around me constantly on a daily basis saying gang stalk in specific ways. That's done to remind me that I'm a victim of this crime, okay? It's done to keep the gang stalking alive in the conscious forefront of all my daily experiences because I'm constantly being reminded about it as a result of constantly having to hear people say it around me. And that's not including the physical gestures. Now, if you take a look at the fact that this is intentionally being steered by somebody in the system who's got the power to connect with these businesses, including the syndicated members to the Chamber of Commerce, to the FBI, to state and government officials, to police departments, including lieutenants, captains maybe even, or more, or higher, sergeants. It's organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and local level. These are the only kinds of individuals that got the ability to have those kind of community connections. That's right, baby cakes, and trust me, I know exactly what I'm talking about. So the point I'm trying to make is this. If Carolyn Harris, who's our state attorney general, if she has on her website that a business, because not all businesses are legally bound by this. I don't even know if it's a legal binding. I think it's just, I don't know. You know, I copied and pasted it in my Gmail file, and I glanced over it, scanned over it. But the gist of the gist of the theme of what's on her website states that if anybody goes into a business who is a human trafficking target, who is being, because sometimes you can possibly tell if somebody is being is subject to forced slavery, whether it be sexual or labor, because of what business employees or managers might overhear. Like somebody that might be controlling somebody might say, if you don't knock it off when I get you home, you're going to work twice as hard. Or if you don't knock it off when I get you home, I'm going to sell you to the worst of the worst. Okay? Now, or if it's maybe an identified individual who's a known human trafficker, might be walking in with one of his victims. The business community, if they see and or hear these types of things, they're supposed to report them immediately. Now, if you went to Google and typed in organized stalking space human trafficking, gang stalking space human trafficking, you'll clearly be able to see that human trafficking operations and gang stalking, organized stalking operations are identical. And I already know for a fact, because of what I witnessed before my little eyes, literally witnessed, what I discovered through extensive, exhaustive research, and possibly what I partially experienced personally. Now, if this is the case, okay, which it is, okay, then why are business employees, management, and even security guards of business plazas engaging in gang stalking towards me and around me concerning me? And why the fuck, excuse my language please, but why isn't the Attorney General for the state advocating for one organized stalking, gang stalking targeted individual like Sylvia L. Marillis, Miraj Shahan, Beth, Bonnie in Oceanside? You can go to YouTube right now and type in Oceanside gang stalking Bonnie. She's got her own YouTube channel. And that's not to mention all the other targeted individuals out there right now that I have not discovered yet online. But if you just typed in gang stalking in San Diego, look at how many people have been talking about this crime. I was researching it 2 days ago, and I found blogs and posts that go all the way back to 2005 and 6. Okay? Now, you know, my name is Leslie Williams. These transportation services, okay, these businesses and the filthy, corrupt sewer rat whores that are in our government, who even are allotted the benefit to get on Coco's radio show, like possibly Bonnie Damascus, and talk about how she's a proponent for and advocates for human trafficking targets, even though her filthy skank ass office has been sent numerous emails concerning Leslie Williams being a victim of and a target of human trafficking. Okay? Yeah. Why didn't they offer any help? Period. Right now, there's a Curtis Webb, who is a DA in the fraud department, there's an extremely implicated in the being connected to a syndicate that was responsible for not only the rape of a woman, but then also a gang rape of the same woman. And how he played a role in cooperating with the officials that took her child because she was whistleblowing about it. Hey, Curtis Webb, if you've ever seen this video right there, buddy, I'm your worst nightmare because I just don't give a shit. I'm not your average target. Take that to heart. Okay? Take it to heart. Now, anyways, I do what I do because no one has a right to, complete strangers or anybody else has no right to at all, period. I don't give a shit who you are or who you think you are or how connected you are. You do not have the right to come into anybody's life, especially a complete stranger, and think that you're going to tear it down through clever, covert maneuvers, methods, tactics, and protocols and schemes. Tear it right the hell down to the ground, make the target homeless, and then have and then think to yourself that all we have to do is continue the campaign until it can bear its fruits over time through the continuation of methods, tactics, maneuvers, and schemes until you can exploit that human being as a result of the effects of the circumstances that you covertly manage. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, I am not your friend. I am not your friend. Anybody that I have mentioned in this YouTube video, if I ever identify you as being somebody who did not advocate for any of my fellow targets and or me, I will keep your name in space and time and never let it go. Ever. Okay? Understand what I am telling you, period. Now, because ain't nobody human trafficking me. My name is Leslie Williams. I do what I do in order to inform, to expose the truth. As far as fellow taxpayers' dollars are, as far as fellow taxpayers that are out there right now, your tax dollars are literally paying for the employment, the insurance, the food bills, the grocery bills, the mortgage bills, the car payments of these filthy, skanked out, filthy sewer rat whores that are in our system, that are taking your money, okay? To pay everything that I just mentioned, and they're not advocating for one person that they get on the radio and say that they are strong advocates for. I heard that little skanky hoe, Bonnie Damascus, on a radio show on Kogo, just recently, again, state that she advocates for the elderly, children, and victims of human trafficking. The elderly, children, and victims of human trafficking are all three targets of gang stalking. And organized stalking. Why is a member of her DA's office, Curtis Webb, who works in the fraud department, implicated online that he was directly connected to individuals that had this woman gang raped and then had her gang stalked, and then his office worked in concert with the Department of County Protection Services to have her daughter taken away for retaliation? Do you think I'm a fool? I'm not a fool, because I'm a grown woman. I am a grown woman who has exhaustive, extensive experience with these crimes and exhaustive, extensive, educated knowledge concerning them. Make no mistake about this. Anyways, so all you gotta do is take the information that I stated in this video file and Google it, YouTube it, and exhaustively research it, and then you come to understand. I'm sorry that if I seem upset, but you know, when I think of the hypocrisy, okay, and the thievery that is attached to these filthy whores in our government who take everything we got, and then when it comes to the victims of gang stalking, they literally take everything we got, including our credit, our future, our hopes, our peace of mind. They intentionally go after our peace of mind because they believe that that will cause mental deterioration, which will cause us to break down. We call 911, and that's when the insurance fraud comes into play. That's right. This is where their syndicated doctors that they're connected to come into play. Okay? Everybody gets a kickback. Everybody gets a kickback. Oh yeah. I already know for a fact you're watching me because cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking. Anyway, so, you know, when you see me making this video and you see me upset like you do, I'm not just upset because of what's happening to me. I'm upset and angered, okay, because of the hypocrisy. Okay, you got innocent elderly people out there that are being exploited by these crimes, and they don't even know what's happening to them as gang stalking. These individuals tear down every single aspect of the targeted individual's life. They make targets homeless. They cause vehicle accidents so we don't have cars to sleep in. They covertly blacklist the target from employment if they're able to work. That's right. They have targets gang raped, assaulted, robbed, and not just once, more than once. Once they're put out on the street. They will also intentionally put a target in a county mental health or an area neighborhood hospital psychiatric for the insurance fraud and to discredit them on paper by diagnosing them with mental disorders that they do not have at all. Hold on. Now, if somebody did this to you, and that's not mentioning what happens to all of our property that we lost because we had to run to try and get away from the gang stalking that the gang stalking stole. I had an apartment that had over 15 years worth of thousands of dollars of school books, furniture, all my clothes, all my kitchen stuff, all my little doodads and photo albums. I lost everything that I owned. And I didn't just lose it because it had to get thrown in the garbage because I had to move. I'm talking about they literally stole it. And they murdered my cat, Higgins. I had her for 16 years. They poisoned her. She died in my arms. Now, if you don't believe that killing the pets of a target is not a method of gang stalking, Google it. See, I do what I do because I don't want this crime to happen to anybody, not even a criminal. Because a criminal should be tried and prosecuted in an uncorrupted court proceedings, put in jail, made to serve his sentence, and then watched once he gets out to make sure that he doesn't hurt nobody else. Okay? Criminals don't even deserve this, because torture is also another thing that us target individuals can experience. We can also be victims of what is known as non-consensual human experimentation. Google that and YouTube it. It'll open up your eyes and your mouth will literally drop to the floor. So when I make these statements to whoever, the American public, the La Jolla community, the San Diego community, I want you to know that I do what I do because it's the right thing to do, and doing the right thing is never the wrong thing. It's never the wrong thing to inform. Look, if a neighbor of mine, in closing, would have known about these crimes and I didn't have no knowledge about them at all whatsoever, and as a result, once I became a victim of them, okay, because of the ignorance, a lot of bad things happened to me. What do you really think that in hindsight I would not have wanted that neighbor to tell me? That way, whether the crime was going to hit me or not, with the educated knowledge, the traumatizations and the victimization can be at least cut in half. That's right. That's right. So that is part of the reason why I do what I do. Now, understand, these crimes are going on in every single town, in every single city, in every single state, and I'm talking about everywhere, right underneath your nose, because the people that participate in this, a lot of them had the most respectable employment descriptions that you can think of. Nurses, doctors, receptionists at hospitals, pastors, elders in churches, charities, self-help groups. That's right, baby cakes, law enforcement, fire department personnel. And I'm not saying all law enforcement, and I'm not saying all fire department personnel, because we gotta at least try and keep our perspective when it comes to targeted individuals. Look, there's a lot of decent police officers out there that risk their lives on a daily basis. There's a lot of really good firemen out there that risk their lives as well, including fire department EMS and even regular EMS. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm telling you employment descriptions that have syndicated members in them. Make no mistake about it, but it doesn't mean that they're all involved in it. So keep that in mind. But the reason why I made this video is not because I stumbled across this subject matter or because I was a victim of a one-time crime. I'm literally experiencing this crime on a daily basis everywhere I go, every single day, non-stop. Period. You would not believe how I'm being gang stalked at the Rouse off of La Jolla Village Square. Now, when I'm in there, I act nice. That's right. Not only because my behavior would ordinarily be appropriate and nice, but because I want to make sure that whenever they bring about an event towards me in any store, because they have, okay, I want to make sure that their video camera up on their wall shows that I was doing nothing wrong. Okay? Which they would probably alter anyways, because they altered the fact that I was assaulted on an MTS bus and altered that video. So make no mistake about it, whenever they stage an event which are called street theaters and gang stalking expedition, that term can be Googled as well. If anything is left behind as far as evidence, they will alter it, delete it, edit it, or just throw it out and claim that the video cameras weren't on. That's where the security guards come into play at. Make no mistake about this. Alright, so I'm in San Diego, California. I do what I do to inform, to expose the truth, so you can educate yourself concerning these crimes, so you can make informed decisions in order to protect yourselves and your loved ones and your dear friends. And make no mistake about this, please. These expeditions are going on in every single neighborhood, in every single town, city, and state in the United States. And what they do, and when they see somebody, they'll monitor them for a year or two to see if they can infiltrate their lives in order to begin the campaign towards a target. Literally. So if you got sons and daughters, especially ones that are at the middle school age level and at the high school level, watch it. Okay, and this stuff is going on all over college campuses and university campuses, so just be very careful. Okay, watch your P's and Q's, keep your head low, and okay, so I'm gonna go. And I don't apologize for anything I said in this video or how I said it, because it needed to be said. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams, and the only thing I hope and pray is that you say a prayer for my safety. And okay, I gotta get. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.